Let's go back to the doctor. Balkis and her questions. Let's go back to our topic. So we did a smart test, and now we're back to something significant, the file size. Dr. Balkis is telling me that the file size affects performance. Dr. Abdul Rahman, this is an important topic. I think I'll cancel this mini part because I also need to. I need it. I can do it for him. I can do it for him. I will do it for him. I mean, I could have stood over him and done it for him from above, but I mean, I give you all the methods. I mean, I'm thinking from below. So all these reasons lead me to this. I can go to the basket and find it here. I can cancel it if I don't want it. So come here in the second. It's really important here about animations. The second length, I can give them to you efficiently. I've tried them all. Take what you need, I have it. It's really important here about animations. Should we learn together? It's in the packages I created before, available here. Is this important for private or public use? Honestly, I don't know. I need to consult the professor. It's really important here about animations. Should I take something else, Dr. Balkis? Should we learn together here? Oh God, how can I reach it? There are packages. Is this important for private or public use? I need to consult the professor. Let's check the projects. I created 4 packages, including the infographic package. The package includes a mind map for the trainer, a guide for the trainee, and a question guide, not just random questions. I presented on online tests. Aren't these the things? Dr. Aburakis needs an answer. I created 4 packages, including an infographic package. The package has a mind map for trainers, a trainee guide, and a question guide. Here's the infographic training guide. 5 mebai for 1 page. No, run, run, run. The first day, run. This is a book. I had created packages, and here I have 4 packages, one of which is the infographic package. Let's see what the package consists of. The actual package includes a mind map for the trainer and a guide for the trainee, along with a question guide, not just random questions. And here's the trainee guide that I want to give him, the infographic training guide. How many pages is this, guys? 5 megabytes for 1 page? No, no, no. Run, 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 run. The first day, yes, like that, yes, like that. Run, 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 run. This is a book. Is this a book, Dr. Abdul Qais? For sure. For sure. I mean, I'm being reckless. How many pages is that? Where are the pages? 97 pages, Dr. Balkis? I trust in God. 97 pages. Infographic training. Let's go. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Is this for your sake, Dr. Balkis? 97 pages. I want to transform. I've created a complete package, Dr. Abu Qais. When I make packages, I showed you 89 elements. 4 professional packages. I told him I want 100 questions, 1 per page. Almost 1,000 questions. Is that okay? For Dr. Balkis, she wants something substantial. I want 1,000 questions in Arabic. I hope that's okay. My first time, Dr. Balkis, she said, a question. I used to stop at 10, 15, 20, 50, 1,000 questions. So here I am telling him I want 100 questions from each page. Almost a question, except for 1,000 questions. Will that be acceptable? Of course, for Dr. Balkis' sake. She wants something substantial. I told him I want 1,000 questions in Arabic. I hope that's acceptable. This is my first time trying, Dr. Balkis. She said, a question. She said, a question. I mean, I used to stop at 10 questions, 15 questions, 20 questions, 50 questions. 1,000 questions. 1,000 questions should be of the true or false type. And choose one so that when you come to take the blackboard later on, it will be easier for you to have both of these. Easier than multiple choice questions. Even these 2 are the best questions to integrate later into the system easily. As I showed you, how do you integrate the questions into the system? The board that comes from here, or the model, or sync, or any system, I'm telling him 1,000 questions. May God make it easy for me so that Dr. Abu Qais doesn't get upset with me and tell him, come on, I'm asking for it. He told me no. That's a lot. We aim to please Dr. Balkis. Let's make it 100. He said, be careful. 10 questions, minutes, time. He advises keeping it to 10 questions with small options, but I still said 100. He gave us instructions here saying, be careful. It says here, 10 questions, for example. And it shows a certain number of questions, and the minutes and the time. Yes, like that. He's giving you good instructions. And what did he say? He advises you to keep it to 10 questions with small options, but I still told him 100. So we're also trying out the big stuff. And since the file is large, we can say 50, for example. The fear that might come from the file, Dr. Abu Qais. I told him 50, and he said, your quiz is fine with 50, but still, 50 good questions, Dr. Balkis. But how would you divide them? Are we playing with artificial intelligence? They didn't agree on 7. Maybe the file is, Dr. Balkis, it's complicated or something. Okay, I'll tell him 20, right? 97 pages. If the file was divided like the first time, it would have been easier. One page had 15 questions. But if I asked him 20 questions out of 97, he would say, okay, this time, God willing, he won't fail. The large number of questions might be a problem. I don't know if he can read from the big file. The big file is fine, but with a large number of questions, no. So that means I have to divide it for him and take the same number of questions. I'll give him 10 pages and ask for 20 questions, then another 10 pages and ask for 20 questions. I'll have to negotiate with him. I need to get 20 questions from 97 pages for the infographic exam. Next time, I'll try to see if I can get 40 or something for the infographic exam. And this is a book of 97 pages. This is the first step. In infographic design, I tell him, okay, great, I'm starting to answer. Let's see what he's done. Here's, for example, the second question out of 10. So you can, is it important to take from our data sources? Yes. For example, yes. And should I leave the rest, for example, blank? I answered 2 questions, and he's supposed to give me grades for them out of 20 questions, meaning okay, I've submitted. You said you got 0.10 because I answered both, right? I answered the easy ones, right? Each question is worth 5 marks, and they are out of 20. Yes, so I got 10 right. So the talk is good. Let's see. I'll add the name field now. Here, he gave me 20 questions. I'll rent it again, Dr. Abu Qais, with 30 questions, because your goal is to produce from a large file. Let's see the patterns. Should I take from the pages behind or not? Because that's my portfolio. Where is it? Should I get the infographic? I had the infographic portfolio inside the projects and within the 4 portfolios. Let's see the portfolios that I'm developing. I really have a programming portfolio, an infographic portfolio, and a course portfolio. Let's go to the infographic portfolio. It has a lot of data. Let's go to the trainer and trainee guide. Here's the training guide. I've made it well in the infographic, and here's a book of 97 pages. This doctor is what he took from. This is what he's using. How did he even put the maps in? Isn't he going to be able to read this? Isn't he going to know how to read this, Dr. Balkis and all the colleagues? Because if this is written, okay, he reads from what's written. Come on, he has, in the table of contents, the axes and topics related to the programs and tools, the most important steps in creating the infographic, and this applied project. He might make a mistake and take from it. You should be in front of this file. It's one of the most important steps in creating the infographic. So you're reviewing the questions like this. The last step in the design process is in the designs based on the elements of symmetry. The height difference. Yes, it falls under color theory. Do you see the CMYK and RGB? Where are they? In color theory. Choosing these colors in the end, when I run a bit. Doctor, how far has he analyzed the file? He skipped all of this, all these images he can't read. If this is writing, next time I'll convert it to text. I have this portfolio. So what does that mean? I have the writing for it. I have it. Look, he hasn't reached the color theory until page 22. Can you imagine? He took from the file, went through it, and took from these things to read about the components of the infographic, color theory, how to choose colors, the CMYK, and where it's found on any page. Here, doctors, you'll find it at the end. I put it at the end of the color theory. Yes, here's the difference between the CMYK and RGB systems. Imagine this question is on page 53, and here it comes to you in the middle, right? It tells you what the difference between them is. The mouse is also among them. Here there are two color systems. One is used on computer screens and the other for printing. And here he's talking about it, and you answer by reading, because these answers might be inaccurate, so you change them. I want something more precise. This can be used for printing, right? This, it can use several systems. He's answered you here and taken the answer he sees in the options. Oh, those are the color systems for printing and photography. No, I can change it. Say, for example, the color systems, digital and print colors, for example. What is the difference between them? Or should I write something right? A little more precise, but it took from my data. It doesn't have to be done after 12. All right. Ignore it or don't solve the issue or modify the design or add comments. Of course, analyzing the results is important. I hope he answered it correctly, right? I hope, yes, exactly. He answered it correctly. Good for him. He read it. He read from the content I provided him. But surprisingly, he analyzed 100 pages and took 20 questions from them.